Rebecca Lobo. Rebecca Lobo this past Sunday, Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings on ESPN. When it comes to announcers speaking out, this might have been the most outspoken announcers have been when it comes to the egregious officiating, but more importantly, the non-calls. When Caitlin Clark is getting grabbed, getting held, getting yanked, getting hugged, getting hacked. Rebecca Lobo said, okay, Sunday, July 13th, I'm going to make sure it's my mission that when I start calling this game, I start calling a spade and holding these referees to the fire.
Hold up. Did we just witness the most explosive moment in WNBA broadcasting history? Because what you're about to see isn't just commentary, it's a live rebellion. Two of the most respected voices in basketball just threw their professional careers on the line to defend Caitlin Clark, and honey, the league is not ready for what's coming next. This isn't your typical game analysis. This is a full-scale expose that's about to change everything. Are you ready? Because once you see this, you can't unsee it.
They're saying the quiet part out loud. It's a little bit hard to see. She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls leading up to it. I mean, this is what Caitlin Clark is.
And this is what courage looks like, people, when the most polished professional broadcasters in the game suddenly drop their corporate filter and start speaking truth to power. You can literally hear the frustration bleeding through their voices. This isn't just about one player, this is about the integrity of the entire sport. And trust me, what happens next will give you chills.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, you know, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And I believe most of the commentators should be like that, man. Just keep it real, fam. Keep it real. Call it how you see it. And, you know, whether the WNBA likes it or not, the commissioner likes it or not, Kathy likes it or not, speak your mind, man. That's what people want. They want the truth. So, man, shout out to Ruocco, man. Shout out to... Shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to Rebecca Lobo calling it like...
Now here's where it gets insane. We're not talking about random incidents anymore. We're talking about a systematic pattern that's so obvious even the commentators can't stay quiet. Watch how they break down each contact, each grab, each blatant foul that goes uncalled. This isn't coincidence, this is evidence. And when you see it laid out like this, it's absolutely mind-blowing.
The new man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet himself, and Rebecca Lobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on television. Right here, they're talking about this right here, where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit here.
And the best. Wait, it gets worse. This isn't just happening in the paint where things get rough. No, they're literally letting opponents assault Caitlin Clark from the moment she touches the ball. Full court muggings. And the refs? They're acting like they're watching a different sport. How is this even legal?
It's crazy how Caitlin Clark does not get her foul calls pointed out when they are actually fouling her left and right, all the way from half court all the way down to the basketball hoop. I don't understand how the referees are standing there and they not call the fouls. Her coaches have complained. Even Caitlin Clark gets on the referees of not calling the fouls when she knows there's fouls.
And here's what makes this absolutely maddening. The inconsistency is so blatant, it's almost insulting to our intelligence. One night, a finger tap is a flagrant foul. The next night, Caitlin gets body slammed, and the refs act like they're watching butterflies. It's like they're playing by completely different rule books, and guess who always gets the short end of the stick?
You think the old guard, you think the old 46,000 fans had enough of a voice? No, they don't got no voice. The new fans need to speak up. The announcers who aren't scared need to speak up. I'm sure a lot of those old announcers are scared. I'm sure they're scared. But the announcers like Rebecca Lobo, Ryan Ruocco, they need to step up and say, oh, the officiating that's going on here isn't okay. You guys watch this. Quinterly, grab Caitlin Clark's arm. Like, Caitlin, where you going? Get over here. Oh, that's interesting. Why play defense when we can just grab somebody's arm, right? Interesting. Quinterly putting her hand around Caitlin Clark's waist. Valentine's Day was a few months ago. Sorry.
But this is the moment that changes everything. Watch how the commentators' voices change, how their professional composure starts to crack. You can literally feel their disbelief building. This isn't just bad officiating. This is a cover-up in real time, and these legends just decided they've had enough.
It's a foul as she gets body checked. That's a foul. That's a foul. I mean, it's not only until right now when she's finally whacked on the arm. I'm so happy that the broadcast team finally called it out directly. And it's so insane. And I talked about this in my video where I broke down the whole game. I mean, Enrique clearly fouls her, whacks her. Caitlin Clark gets out. I mean, just even right now, I actually kind of paused it perfectly, not even on purpose. You can see both hands on her body up against her chest. You can't play defense like that. I don't care what random person in the comment section tries to convince you otherwise. That's not defense.
Now let's talk about what's really happening here. The WNBA is trying to grow, trying to gain respect, trying to build credibility. But how can you build anything on a foundation of broken officiating? You can't market parity and progress while your biggest star gets treated like a punching bag. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. This is about the future of women's basketball. And if they don't fix this now, they're going to lose the very fans they're trying to attract.
Caitlin Clark does not have a special whistle in the WNBA, unlike some other players. Asia Wilson. Every time you touch Asia Wilson, she's going through the free throw line. And the announcers definitely will say she's one player that gets a lot of fouls called on her, and she goes to that free throw line. Breanna Stewart, she gets a lot of foul called. You touch her, she gets.
And here's where it gets really spicy, because when you compare how other superstars get treated versus Caitlin Clark, the pattern becomes undeniable. Asia Wilson, she breathes on someone and gets a call. Breanna Stewart, same thing. But Caitlin Clark, she could get tackled by a linebacker and the refs would call it good defense. This isn't rookie treatment. This is targeted discrimination.
So guys, today we got to talk about something, and Paige Beckers in an interview literally exposed just how bad the referee's problem is. Like, she just exposed how bad it was in a pre-game interview for the game. I couldn't find the audio part of it, but Ryan Ruocco literally said she had to forget. So basically, she had to relearn how to play defense while fouling. So, you know, everything you learn about defense, how to play while not fouling, how to move your feet, how to do all this, she had to throw out all the good defensive fundamentals that she'd learned, and now she had to learn to go foul.
This is about more than basketball now. This is about credibility. When the TV announcers have to become the adults in the room, when they're the ones calling out the corruption, that tells you everything you need to know about how broken this system is. These aren't fan bloggers or Twitter trolls. These are legendary voices in the sport, and they're risking their careers to speak truth.
I don't think her importance is overstated. I think she's a singular force like we've never seen before in the women's game, in particular in the women's college game. We've had great players. We just haven't had this mix of a player who does something we've never seen before in the women's college game in terms of the logo threes. Every time the stakes raise and it feels like, oh, geez, there's got to be a lot of pressure on this kid, a lot of pressure, she meets the...
And now we've reached the boiling point. Fans aren't just frustrated anymore, they're furious. They're watching their favorite player get turned into a crash test dummy every single night while the league pretends everything's fine. This isn't entertainment, this is torture. And the fact that it's happening to the most marketable star in the league, that's not just bad officiating, that's sabotage.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about the Caitlin Clark WNBA drama, at least for this very moment, because the discourse has gotten absolutely insane. But there has been a lot of media and current athletes coming out and saying that the treatment that players like Caitlin Clark, like Angel Reese, like other rookies are receiving is just how basketball is. It's happened to many WNBA players in the past, and this is just the way it is. And new fans coming to the game just need to deal with it. However, this is the way that the game has been, and the WNBA has never been as successful as it is.
But here's the nuclear theory that's got everyone talking. What if this isn't accidental? What if the league actually told the refs to ignore fouls on Caitlin Clark? Think about it. Different cities, different crews, but the same silence every single time. That's not coincidence, that's coordination. And when Paige Buchers literally admits she had to relearn how to play defense by fouling more, that's not basketball, that's conspiracy.
Ryan and Rebecca going extended riff at the foul. She was absolutely unbelievable criticism. For Paige to say she had to relearn how to defend to be less careful about fouling. That's not basketball. Like, people literally say, oh, it's physical basketball. No, you're just going around hacking people. You're just going around hacking people. That's not foul. That's not defense. Going around hacking people. Genuinely. Going around hacking people is not defense. That's not defense. It's not
And here's what makes this even more suspicious. In college, Caitlin Clark got calls. She got fouled, she went to the line, it was normal, but the moment she steps into the WNBA, suddenly she's untouchable by the referee's whistles. What changed? Did the rules change? Did physics change? Or did someone upstairs decide that the league's biggest star needed to be humbled? So here we are at the crossroads of WNBA history. The league has a choice. Fix this immediately or watch their credibility crumble in real time. Because Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco just gave you the playbook for how to call out injustice. They showed you what courage looks like. They proved that sometimes speaking truth is more important than keeping your job. And to you watching this, you're not just a viewer anymore, you're a witness. You've seen the evidence, you've heard the testimony, and now you know the truth. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Smash that like button if you're tired of watching greatness get sabotaged. Share this video with everyone who needs to see what's really happening. And subscribe because we're not stopping until this corruption gets exposed. The WNBA thought they could silence the truth, but they forgot one thing. The truth doesn't stay buried forever. And thanks to legends like Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco, the whole world is watching now.